Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Total Horse Channel. My name is Colleen, and I will be your host live from Ocala, Florida, the horse capital of the world. I apologize if you tried to tune in last night for this documentary watch along. We had a little bit of an issue, let's just say. So all day we spent tearing down our desktop and pulling out live stream computers that we go to horse shows with and recreated our studio because for some reason, I guess my desktop decided it wanted to take a crap. So I apologize that we had to end the stream, but it was not working at all. Um, so we're coming back tonight to redo this watch along. It's going to be a really great, interesting watch along, I think. It's a video called Mongolia, the world's longest horse race. And it features the Mongolian horse, which you see here on screen. They're a very small in stature horse, almost like a pony size. And to me, you could see a lot of like um, almost like a zebra, I think. Just the way that their faces and their heads are and their shoulders. Um, so before we go ahead and watch the feature video, we're going to watch about a 7-minute video that explains the history and the heritage of not just the horse but the country and the importance that this race is for the country of Mongolia. I'm gonna probably have some issues tonight with my mouse because I'm used to a whole different setup. So you just have to kind of bear with me a little bit. I apologize while we get that all rolling. And if my audio or something isn't right, if somebody can leave something in the chat to let me know so I can try to troubleshoot it. I did numerous tests all day, trying to get everything prepared to make sure it was running properly. So hopefully everything is going great today. All right, so let me get back to the beginning of this. So again, this video that I'm about to play is about 7.5 minutes, and it just talks about the horse, the race, the country, the heritage itself, and all the different things that the horse does, and its importance, I should say, the importance that the Mongolia horse has with the country, the people, the culture, the history. It's quite amazing. I've watched this video quite a few times while I was testing. I found it quite interesting, and I hope you do too. So, but without further ado, I'll go ahead and get this going. Give me just a second. There we go.
In the epics of Mongolian literature, there are stories abound of Mangas, the many-headed demons who ate humans, destroyed crops, and stole children away from their mothers. They are a terror, ingrained in the very fabric of Mongolia, in their art, in their homes and stories. But however terrifying the Mangas might be, they are always defeated by heroes with shining swords, whistling arrows, and a mount to carry them through the danger. No rider can defeat these monsters without his horse. And so the horse has woven its way into the hearts, minds and souls and very wardrobe of the people of Mongolia. Elizabeth Kimball Kendall, a traveller and writer, once wrote, "The Mongol without his pony is only half a Mongol, but with his pony he is as good as two men." And without ever speaking to a Mongolian, one can easily witness the tradition and history the horse carries across the open steppes. And in the eyes and smiles of the people there is a love and adoration. Apart from being a companion, the horse acts as their livelihood, their food, their milk, their transport. From their hair they make ropes, from their skin they make boots. They eat their meat in winter and use their bones to make beautiful instruments. And even a mare's milk can be made into a refreshing alcoholic drink called arach. Without the horse and what it provides, it is easy to see that the Mongolian way of life would drastically change. According to statistics, there are 3 million horses in Mongolia, one for each person. They are a symbol of status and wealth. The larger the herd, the higher your status. A man who can tame a wild stallion is respected by men and adored by women. Horse races are grand events called nadam, and they occur every summer. Young and old riders alike take part, racing across the open fields in endurance races ranging between 10 to 30 kilometers. The winning horse is revered and adored, his sweat-soaked body touched by and petted by onlookers, believing it to be good luck. The horse is then sprinkled with arach. Despite being tamed and used for work, the horses are mostly wild, as the Mongols prefer their mounts spirited and independent. The horses are not so much controlled as guided. The rider lets the horse pick the pace, so he ropes and herds the cattle over the grasslands, or pick his way across the hefty slopes of the mountain. Having a stranger on their back could be disastrous for the rider, as these horses are fiercely loyal and tend to bond with only one master. Children ride mares or older geldings, as do the women. When a favorite mount dies from old age or the simple harshness of the steppes, it is honored by having its skull buried. Should it be killed for food, it is instead left in the field so that its spirit can remain in the wilds. Many a horse has been seen lonely and hovering on the edges of the herds, ears pricked and waiting for his rider. Sadly, some riders pass before their mounts, and these horses will often stand waiting and whinnying in vain for its rider to come back. Certain horses are bestowed with honor in life by having a blue sash tied around their necks, like a prized stallion perhaps which has managed to win the summer races, or a mare who has given many a foal in her long years might be given such a sash as a sign of recognition, respect, and a thank you. But the most revered of all horses is the wild and striking taki, known as the very spirits of the steppes. Untamable, the taki teases and taunts its would-be wranglers, easily springing free from the pole or rope. A Mongolian with a herd of mares would always wish them to be bred to a taki. Believed to be the mount of the gods, the Mongolians revere the wild horse of the steppes as holy. Even its name means spirit, or worthy of worship. Further tradition of the Mongolian horse dictates that to cut a stallion's mane is forbidden, as it is believed the spirit of the stallion resides within the mane. With such a rich culture dipped around the horse and its uses, it should come as no surprise that the horse is weaved intricately into the mythology and folklore of the people. In the epic of Genghis Khan, our hero, who was the son of a dragon princess, writes Kiango Karkar. The horse was wild, fierce and intelligent, and would only let Geza ride him. He could also fly, but when he competed in a race, he resisted and won by galloping as swiftly as the north wind. The magnificent steed is also by Genghis Khan's side when he battles Lutzen, the 12-headed Mangas demon king. After Geyser defeats the demon, he finally takes his rightful place in the golden throne as king of Ling. Suho is an old folkloric legend told across the entirety of the steppes and surrounding mountains. Suho, the hero of the story, found a young foal in a field alone with no mother. He cared for the foal, and as it grew from colt to stallion, they became great friends, riding across the fields at blistering speeds. He takes part in the Nadam, but the old chief is not happy that a mere peasant should have such a beautiful horse. He orders the boy to be killed and the horse captured. The boy escapes, as does the horse, but he dies from his injuries on the doorsteps of his master. That night, the stallion comes to the peasant in a dream and shows him how to make an instrument from his bones, skin and hair. The boy does so and makes the Morun Kür, the national instrument of Mongolia today. It is still made from the bone and hair of horses, and the top of the violin is carved in the shape of a horse's head to remember the white stallion who gave them the beautiful instrument. But most white horses carry a high status amongst the Mongolian tribes. Shamans are privy to owning and riding a white horse, as are chieftains like Genghis Khan, who own two. These white horses are seen as spiritual and might even carry their shamans to the spirit world and back. Although white is sacred, the Mongolian horses come in an array of colors, from pinto to cream. Although some clans prefer certain colors to others, the horse is hardy, with hooves as hard as stone and a spirit twice as fierce. They are able to easily fend off wolves who should attempt to attack their herds. This hardiness and courage were key to Genghis Khan's campaign into Asia, where he trampled his enemies under the hooves of his mounts. The small horses could easily run 10 kilometers full speed, and although not as swift as the enemy horses, they were agile and brave enough to aid their riders. But this would not be the final time these horses saw the front line of a great war. In World War I, China sent thousands of its horses to Russia to be used in the war. At least 1 in every 5 horses were Mongolian, and just as they were during the 13th century, their spirit and tenacity saw many a rider brought home safe from the battleground. In the Korean War, another Mongolian horse made her mark, the only horse to receive the title of sergeant. Her name was Reckless. She was trained to carry supplies to the men on the front line, and during a single skirmish she made 51 trips for her platoon and carried many a wounded rider back to the barracks. In the words of her platoon, she wasn't a horse, she was a marine. The Mongolian horse is not the elegant Arab, the swift thoroughbred, or the beautiful Andalusian. They are small, they are cramped and stocky, barely a horse and more like a pony. And yet they hold a place dear and true in the hearts of the people of the steppes. They are the spirit and heart of their people, and in their small chest lies the heart of a lion, ready to fight the monster, protect its rider, and do what is needed. After all, as the saying goes, a Mongolian without a horse is like a bird without wings.
To the Mongolian people, their horse is everything. It's amazing. There's approximately 3.5 million people in the country, and there's over 3 million horses. So basically, you have 1 horse per 1 person. I believe, without looking it up, I believe the current statistic for for horses in America is, and we only have 1 million horses here in America, I believe. I'm looking here, having to redo everything. So, there we go. I'm just have to get used to moving things around just a little bit differently. All right. So yeah, so that's quite a bit of history. They eat their horses. They use their milk. They use their bones. They use their skin. It's amazing all the different things that their culture does that's involved with the horse. So now we're going to get into the actual feature, if I can get everything together, which is the Mongolia, which is that hosts the world's longest horse race. And it happens every summer, every year. And this should be it. It's about an hour and 30 minutes or 20 minutes, I believe. I've only watched like maybe the first 5 minutes of it. I scrolled through it. It's a very in-depth video. It actually covers the race itself, with that you follow along with several of the people. You get to see what happens, good and bad. And a whole bunch of people from all over the world go to Mongolia every year for this race, and they are provided their horse. So they don't bring their horse from whatever country they're coming from. They're provided a horse from the Mongolian people to utilize in this race. Um, so a lot of the people that are involved, they have horse training or horse levels from top to middle to low. Some people are trainers, some people are just horse enthusiasts, and they come from all over the world. So it's a good cultural video as well, and I think that you all are going to enjoy it. So let me go ahead and get it ready. And without further ado, and I will stop and go if you guys have any questions or want to talk about it. Don't be scared. Get involved and start chatting away, and we'll make the best of this. And we'll have many more of these to come. Total Horse Channel is the Discover the Industry, and this is all about discovering the industry, and this is just one aspect of it. Without further ado, this is the Mongolia, the world's longest horse race. Oh, I already messed it up. Hold on. Screen capture. There we go. Now we can start it.
It's gone a bit pear-shaped tonight. A couple of riders have got lost in the dark.
The boys, they cancelled their help, but we will still check on them.
I lost my horse and we don't need help, so we decline help, so goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. We're just checking on you.
Yeah,
So,
well-
and you catch it again?
No, we didn't catch
So
the
which
horse.
horse is that?
So what
That's
happened?
my horse.
It was getting dark, so I jumped off my horse to put my headlight
Light
on,
Yeah.
and then my
Aw.
horse is a very spooky horse, and I was on the ground and I saw the hind legs sort of coming towards me, and I was like, that's not happening. So then he just fucking galloped off.
Yeah.
Through the dogs and everything. There's little
Through,
small
like-
dogs over there.
So I went
So
to
I pressed
two girls to see if my horse was there, because sometimes, you know, when they gallop off, they stop at girls.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So he's somewhere over there. I told some Mongolians.
Yeah.
Who knows if
Did
they...
they
And this is
understand?
after my horse fell in a marmot hole and flipped over top of me. Luckily, I got away from him.
And then it got dark.
The idea of the wide open spaces of Mongolia and the feeling of insignificance in that enormous space, along with horses, I felt would give me an amazing spiritual experience of an otherworldly place.
Look at how tiny they are. They're so tiny.
Because it's something completely crazy. That's why I wanted to do it. It's something I've never even thought of doing before. It just looks deadly.
My first time to leave South Africa, and I'm very keen to learn the way they handle their horses. It's a different style of handling the horses and riding.
The Mongol Derby is the world's longest horse race. International riders mounted on native Mongolian horses race for 1,000 kilometers. They navigate between a series of horse stations, Morin Urtus in Mongolian, set around 40 kilometers apart. They navigate independently using a GPS and change horses at every station. The inspiration of the race was Genghis Khan's modern Urtu postal system, which actually didn't shut down until the late 1940s. So we were able to draw on evidence and anecdotes from people who actually worked on the horse stations.
Bring back the Pony
in order
Express.
to recreate this amazing empire-busting institution. At every horse station we need between 35 and 40 horses and one family to cater for the riders and really to take care of all of those horses. For probably half of our Urtu families, we just use their herds. And the other half, they enlist friends, neighbours, relatives. It's still not unusual in Mongolia to have a herd of upwards of 60 or 70 horses. The Morin Urtu horse station system was conceived by Genghis Khan as a fast transmission postal service, and the Adventurous, which is a British company based in Bristol, decided to reinstate the horse station system and invent the world's longest horse race.
We're tracking you with GPS trackers, so we always know where you are and when you stop. Riding hours are between 7 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. And the reason we do that
I like that they track everybody with GPS. I was so happy when I heard that. I'm sure they probably have something in the saddlebag and on the person, probably like an Apple what is it? What are they called? Eye tags or something like that, or air tags. That's what they're called, air tags. And so that's very good because you're going across these crazy wild lands with wild animals and pretty much wild horses that you're riding. So safety has to be paramount, and the organizers take pride in making sure that everybody is accounted for. And I'm also glad that they change horses at every stop.
is that just at night time is just not safe. There are a number of wolves, and this year apparently has been particularly dry, so you would be vulnerable to a wolf.
My name is Mondi Kanyana. I am from Underberg, South Africa. I'm a horse whisperer. I'm training horses. I heard a lot of people talking about Mongol Derby. I'm very keen to go and do it, but I also want to learn and experience things. And my target is to win too.
My name is Devin Horn. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm currently working as a technical coordinator. The Mongol Derby is the pinnacle and defining point of endurance riding. So last year, I decided I would come and win the Mongol Derby. My limits were tested in every way imaginable, mentally, physically, emotionally. I came across the line first and was awarded a vet penalty. My horse was a little bit tired and his heartbeat didn't come down. I got a 2-hour penalty after crossing the line first, and second place came in about an hour and a half behind me. It's a bit about being back, and it's a bit about redemption as well.
My name is Donald Fahy. I'm from County Meath in Ireland, and I'm a professional jump jockey. I broke my back in October, and I was lying on the couch one day, and Richie Cloran, he sent me on the link of it, and the minute I seen the link, I was like, I gotta do that. So we revved each other up to do it, in that he said he'd do it if I did it, and vice versa. I said, well, if you do it, I'll do it.
Donnie and I go way back. We're good friends on and off the track. And yes, we are going to try and do it together, so long as he doesn't hold me back too much.
I got my back just now.
A little nuts. Need a little alcohol to get you through it. Not for anyone who just wants to take a stroll in the park, for sure.
Really going to be a test of how you respond to when things go wrong, which they invariably will do.
I've always enjoyed going to somewhere that I hadn't been to before. Maybe in a few years' time one won't be able to do it. I mean, Mongolia is changing at a fantastic rate. The way of life we're going to see here will not last forever.
Welcome in, new
I know
Rumble
it's going to be tough.
Tube viewer.
Hoping to really just do my best.
Appreciate you joining
and
us.
rather than going home afterwards and letting it infiltrate my daydreams about how it was, I'd like to really experience living this spiritual experience while it's happening.
Just ride as fast and as hard as I can.
Welcome in,
and
Land
use the best
Solo on
horsemanship and
Rumble. We
navigation as I
appreciate
can,
you
and just
joining
really
us.
Bring my
Yes,
A game
12 to 14
100%
hands.
of the time. If
Small.
I messed it up
Pony-like.
somehow and had to go home in a sling, I better be in a body bag, because there's no way that I'm going home with a broken wrist.
Only out in this bit, please. No disappearing off.
My name is Maggie Pattinson. I'm the field manager and referee for the Mongol Derby.
I'm very involved with endurance as a sport, from novice to international competitors. I've got a board over here. I want your initials on it. As soon as you're back in, I want your initials back in again, okay? So I know where you are.
The Mongols care deeply for every horse, but they don't express that care and that affection in petting them or patting them, you know. That's why they buck, because they say, you want to ride me and you come from England and you ride racehorses? By God, I'll show you. You're in Mongolia, you know, and we don't do it this way.
I think the only way is to keep them wild. If the horses weren't wild, they couldn't find their way to shelter in storms. You know, it's all very well in the, you know, on a lovely summer's day like today, but in not too many weeks' time, winter will come. And this will be, you know, as cold as hell.
The horses here, people told us, like, take care, just approach from left side. But if you do give them some time, they accept you. But the Mongolians, they just treat them very distant. So therefore, they're not used to this approach.
We have 7 vet teams, including 3 Mongolian vet teams. They're in charge of each horse station. During the time they're waiting, they also kept pretty busy with, for instance, yaks that they may never have seen before. They've had a foal that had a wolf attack.
Well, my name is Ronald van der Velde. I'm an Alexander technique teacher from Holland, and I'm doing this derby for the second time. The first time I was disqualified on the second day because I got too far behind the guy who ultimately won. I really wanted to be on my own, to really experience the nothingness of Mongolia. I went off everywhere where you shouldn't, so I saw some amazing things, but this year I really want to finish the race.
That's a great start. That's a great.
You see, Craig, that brings his horse along to Craig. Here's your horse. So Craig says, well, maybe you should mount it. So the Mongolian gets on it, lobs the Mongolian
Welcome
right
in,
off
Rooster.
and
Appreciate
buggers
you.
off into the distance.
Where's my saddle?
Hope everything's going well for you.
My saddle's gone.
I have this thing where I do like crazy things on a Monday. So I applied for the Derby thinking they're never going to accept my application. And then I was accepted. So now I actually have to do it. But it's going to be fun.
Wrestling and riding are 2 main sports here, and the kids are involved in both of those. The jockeys are no more than 6, and I absolutely love it when they show their skills off to our Western riders. The horses are taken 6 miles out, turn round and race 6 miles back.
ягаад гэвэл энэ нэгдүгээр монголчуудын өөрийнх нь их соёлыг гадаад оронд одоо хүргэж байгаа ийм том уралдаан. Хоёрдугаарт одоо хамгийн хүнд хэцүү тэгээ холын зайн дэлхийн хамгийн одоо тийм том уралдаан.
My worst fear is to fall off midway between two horse stations, lose my horse and have 20 kilometers to walk. Falling off involves risk of injury and nobody wants to be hurt.
5.06.
When you finish, move away.
Hi, Lance Solo. Welcome in. Hope all is well.
Being a jockey on a daily basis, you don't think of what's going to go wrong. You just crack on and do it. If something happens, it happens. Deal with it.
Who do you think's going to win this race?
Me.
If you ask a lot of people, they would say their race strategy is follow Devin and see if I can keep up. So I'm going to have to shake off quite a few people. This morning I woke up in total confidence. And it's just night and day, and I know that this is my year.
It's the same stuff that we're going to eat on the way.
So, like, we'll rely on you to sort of call it and say, like,
okay, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Chill out.
There's a road all the way to H8 over peak marked 1854.
1854 meters.
Yeah.
We hope for dry weather, makes it a lot easier in that first leg, that everyone gets off the start line safely and arrives at Utu 1 safe and sound.
Of course it's gonna rain. Of course it's gonna rain. Wouldn't have it any other way, right? If you're a horse person, you completely understand what I'm talking about.
Everyone is keen to win it because that's a big honor, but I'm not going to leave everything behind because I'm focusing on winning because that's the tool that you want to use in life.
I'm no horse whisperer. No.
Tried to get my dad in with me, tried to get my sister in with me, and here I am flying solo.
My son originally decided to be my personal trainer and to help me. In fact, once he'd read a little bit about it, he joined up not that long after I did.
If I fall off here and break a collarbone, that's my worst fear.
Hopefully I picked a good enough nag. He just wants to talk to all his mates though, so yeah, so let's see if he runs as fast as he talks.
I want to have all my limbs intact. But you know, there's a big chance of that happening. There's only been one amputation so far.
We don't really know the terrain, but
I'm not worried about anything, to be honest. I haven't even given a second thought that, something could go wrong.
You definitely need to be either brave or stupid.
I'm excited, actually. I don't think I know what to be worried about. I don't know enough about it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Foot in a marmot hole, the horse stumbled, I went off. The horse is gone. And in fact, I'm out. I think I've broken the collarbone.
Oh, you want me to have a look at that? As a doctor? Yeah, broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think I can
11
ride
minutes in.
1,000 kilometres with it.
So at the back of the stampede, Paul and Linda's horses collided, and then they both lost their horses. Paul's come off and he's out of the race. He's fractured his collarbone. Looks as if Linda's only sprained her ankle, so she should be able to continue. Her horse, of course, will have gone back to the herder by now, so we'll have to make plans there.
There's not to make reply. There's not to reason why. There's but to do and die.
That's a rudimentary thing, right? You carry on.
That's absolutely perfect.
I felt it was good.
I think we'll be able to manage it.
Looks like it just
I was just unbalanced.
You
As
mean
the horse
you're
was
not going to have to take the arm off?
Really freaking fast.
We'll get an X-ray.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's not enough displacement to cause any compromise to blood vessels on there.
Such a shame. First 5 kilometers.
Greg, this is medic 1. Paul's got a fractured clavicle and Linda has just got a sprained ankle. I'll reassess her back at the start point, but she will likely be able to continue on the race.
You know, Craig's a doc, so Craig stopped and...
How many days do you think that this race takes?
Sling and sorted them out.
I don't know,
so
like
it's a winner.
what?
So this
3?
tour's got a
2?
useful doc
4?
on it.
I have no idea. I didn't look up the history of the history of how long the race takes.
The first horse station, they're coming in for the first time to change horses. They need to be getting through the vet, so they need heart rates low.
The longer the rain will last, the more we will get wet.
I'd say it's making it easier because it's not blistering hot.
You wouldn't sweat as much.
Cause it was quite warm out there. Although it was a bit cooler and it's a bit wet, but it was nearly better, I think.
Disappointing start. Feel, just very sorry for the old man, really. Having sort of come off so soon and hurt his collarbone.
Craig did a great job with that sling, which is supporting that and keeping the bone from moving.
I saw him after he'd come off. He was like, yeah, I'm fine, just keep going. And I went about 4K. I thought, I didn't like the idea of him having to walk around just on foot. So I actually went back, thinking I was just going to give him my horse.
There are situations where a rider might have lost a horse, or they can get a carry forward and get a new horse. That'll give them a 3-hour time penalty, and that's what Linda did. But that's it, really, so far. So far, so good.
And anytime you engage in any activity in wild country, you better be prepared for things to go south in a hurry, you know.
So the question is, New Rumburler, it's 100 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers.
My horse is
How many days does that take? Because they don't run 24 hours.
Every time
they stop them at night for safety.
Starting to feel
so
like
they can only run during the day. So I'm saying probably like 7 to 3, 7 to 4 every day. So what, like 2 days, you think? 3 days?
I'm having some trouble breathing. Because my chest hurts from the fall earlier. And this guy is getting a bit frustrated because I'm not letting him run and he really wants to run. I'm sorry, but I can't breathe. So I decided it was safest to get off for a bit and look. I had to press the help button to get someone to come and take the horse, and then I was gonna walk the rest to the station. Like, it was only 3 o'clock. I would have made it to horse station 2. The medic arrived and had like, he listened to my lungs and he was like, yeah, he popped your lung. You're going straight back to UB. You're not racing anymore.
Did she fall off? I missed it. How did I missed what happened to her.
We went wrong. We were riding in the jeans and the soft sand. We wasted a lot of
10
time.
days? Oh my gosh, no way. No way. As much as I love horses, 10 days, I don't think I could do it. Nope. I don't think I could do it.
You were supposed to be number 1. You were supposed to be first.
I think the herders, I'm sure most of them have never seen a black person ever. They will be most intrigued and interested. And also knowing the world he's grown up in South Africa, being black, they grew up in a far less privileged world. So to come to Mongolia in itself is a bit like going to the moon.
Devon's pushed really, really hard and has now taken an early lead. Apparently she did take a little tumble on the way. Day 1, most riders are happy to reach 3, and only the most ambitious will ride out again.
Devin, you want to stay here or stay going?
No.
Rooster! Welcome in, Rooster. If I didn't say welcome in, welcome in.
I will drop wherever I am at 8:30. I will use all of my time responsibly, but I'm going to fight tooth, claw, nail, flesh for every second, every step. I will be bringing 100% of my game.
She'll give her a bit of ground.
Yeah.
She's an hour ahead. Yeah. Okay. We're going to go down here.
Yeah.
And eat something.
Yeah.
We'll try anyway. With that stuff, you know. I wish her well. Tell her don't lose her horse out there.
I'm feeling pretty strong about the race. It's fun riding. I've been riding with Charlotte. She's living life by the seat of her pants.
I've had a few near misses, a few marmot hole issues, but no, it's all pretty good. I'm very hungry and my hangover is still here.
We caught up with the Irishman and just rode out the last bit together. The last bit was definitely the longest leg of the day.
You know, we could go out now and, I know, sleep rough, but you're only going to gain a half hour, I suppose. So I think early night.
No reports on Devon?
No.
Goodness me.
I think staying out, I'll try and avoid that if possible, particularly if I'm on my own. It can be quite scary cantering past a gur and these enormous stock dogs that come out in a small pack, maybe 3, 4, 5 of them. The idea of maybe the horse getting a fright and you falling off with this pack of dogs.
I'll be right back,
is
everybody. I'll be right back.
We're going to have a mass charge.
Yes.
It's early morning at Station 4 and Devon's just pulling in. She'll now have to get a vet check before she can carry on and choose a new horse.
Our veterinary parameters are 56 within 30 minutes.
That's it, inbound.
So that's it.
I had a really good night. It was a family with 2 mothers and 1 father and then 6 daughters. I mean, just like from here to all the way down. It was a really great night. Okay.
I've just heard a few of the guys are really closing in behind Devon now. If a horse doesn't pass the vet check within 30 minutes, then it's a 2-hour penalty.
He's like 64. He has to be 56.
We're overcautious with the horses. We lowered the heart rate from the norm, which is 64 beats per minute. We wanted riders to just think about it a little bit more, you know, the parameters that they're working with.
That little pony came in trotting really nicely, looking pretty smooth and easygoing, but panting pretty heavily, sweating a bit, and then his heart rate's fluctuating between about 76 and about 86 at the moment. So, got a bit of recovery to do before it can pass.
He's down and then he comes back up.
It's fluctuating 64 at the moment.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
See how we go.
She gets a penalty now, that's the lead gone.
Oh my God, yes. Shit. Oh, that's a huge relief.
Maggie, we just squeaked in here. Fuck. Dylan, do you want to choose a horse? Do you want something to eat? What do you want to do?
I'd like to choose a horse.
Okay.
Can you ask him which one is the fastest? You think that one? Okay, I'll take that one. Let me get my bridle.
When I pick a horse at a station, about 70% of it is, does he look like a runner? Is he going to be an athlete? And 30% of it is the look in his eye. If he has a, fuck you, let's go look in his eye, and a fire in his heart, and I can see it and I can connect with it, I'll pick him.
So there's a mountain that I'm navigating to, out that way. The last family? Okay. Fuck. I have to go now. Thank you. See you.
Good luck, David. Go well.
25 horses
trucking along nicely.
is the average that they ride. According to New Rumbler on Rumble, or 25, yeah, they ride, because they have to switch horses every 40 kilometers. That's a lot of different horses.
We'll make it through tonight and we'll figure it out tomorrow. Charlotte doesn't have a GPS or anything. She just has these really poor paper maps. We decided that we were going to ride together because we knew we'd have a kick and maybe a chance.
Yeah, I was backed off in the beginning, like lots of us.
This is our guy that got disqualified
used
last
to
year
these,
for
ferocious,
going on a scenic tour, and now he got
reactions
fucked
of the
off.
animals
He has
on
to walk. Kind of some karma coming back to him.
Mid-morning, station 5, and Devon's already half a leg ahead of the rest.
It's getting a little hotter.
The whole way is going to be patchy like that.
Oh, shit.
Devon has just come through. She came in at about 11:15 and was out again at 11:35, so she came through quickly and cleanly. Horse is looking good, and just looking at her veterinary history in her rider book, horses are all come in just under 56, so they've all done nicely. All sound, no veterinary penalties that I could see in her book. So she's cruising, heading off north, up that way, further up towards the mountains.
We're on the road, God knows where.
If I fall off my horse, this dog's gonna rip me to shreds. If you're running away from a dog and you fall, or something happens, or your horse trips and you come away from your horse, you're gonna die. And there's nothing they can do to stop that dog from mauling you.
People from the outside hear 1,000 kilometres, hear the world's longest horse race, don't hear the multi-horse bit, don't realise that actually, the only abuse here is human abuse.
We're at station 6. Devon just said she wishes that we could have a rest here and ride during the night. I'm inclined to agree with her.
And you still got that juice in your packet?
I ran out, unfortunately.
Right, you need to do something else. You've got to have something on you, Devon. I'm just starting to think that Devon's really not taking the heat seriously enough.
Hell of a leg. Oh my god. See what he's at?
76.
Oh, yes, please.
I've got sun sickness, or a little bit of heat stroke, and now I'm trying to sacrifice as little of my lead as possible while still prolonging the longevity of my race. Yeah.
Okay. Tell Deb what you're doing, then she can just say that's a good idea or not.
So they just poured a cold water over my head, and I'm having a little bit of salt and some candy and some slow sips of water.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna rest for a couple more minutes, and then if I feel good enough, I'm gonna head out.
I think it's just water you're going to need now.
How many liters have you got? I can carry a liter.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty hot. Yeah, seems hot. That's why we have to slow down a little bit, save energy in our horses. Fill up my energy a little bit. Yeah. But all of the ones that they were behind us, they went around.
Yeah.
So we don't know how far they're now.
What time do you think the others will start trickling in?
Okay, we're nearly there.
Like 2Ks?
Yeah, something like that.
Jeez, I can't believe as soon as Devon hears they're closing in, she's back on the horse and off.
The one to get here before my time got off at 8:30. I just made it by about 4 minutes. So this family is nice enough to take me in for the evening, and hopefully I cool off and tomorrow's a better day.
өөрөө орол орох өгч. Тий. Өнөөдөр хаанаас гарсан? Өнөөдрөөс зэгстэй.
Уларж байгаа л даа. Өмнө морин унамжилсэн байгаа.
Гэхдээ өөрөө бол туршлагатай унаачлалтай. Гэхдээ нэг яг 2 өдөр дараалаад унцгаар хэсэгдэл л та.
She's totally overexerting herself.
No service. No. Hey, Dad. Can you hear me? I'm with a family near Oginor. Hello? Oh, Dad. Dad. I got really sick today. I threw up about 5 minutes ago again, so still sick. Yeah, yes, but it's coming back up. I lost you again. I guess that's it.
We definitely make a fast 4 tomorrow, but we've also learned not to depend on making 4 because we've pulled a couple really, really slow horses. I think being optimistic is the best way.
Yes. Isn't she the horse trainer?
My Mongolian family left and came back with like 20 people.
I know, I think the horse trainer was from
was
the
a woman and
UK.
a small boy who spoke English. And just about everybody felt my forehead and my throat, and they like took my pulse, and they gave me a pill of some kind. It was really funny, actually. They were all kind of trying their hand at fixing me. I've still got like a little bit of a racing heart when I try to pack my stuff and like put on my chaps, which I know means that I'm not recovered. All right, get out of here. We're just gonna have to really hope for rain today, or I'm gonna have to dial it back just a bit.
Hey, come on!
Now she's going to get herself a very feisty horse.
Helen, how many horses are vetted?
I don't know, they've only just arrived. You have to speak to Erden, who's the Mongolian vet over here.
Can we vet some more or something?
Yeah. Do you want to go have something to eat and we'll get them sorted?
Well, can I choose one and then you vet it?
Perfect, that's another way to do it.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'll take a photo then.
Yeah. Where are you crossing the river? There's a guy waiting for you on the river. Do you want to find out where he is? Barry, please look at this horse, man. Oh, Barry, this man. Please look back. Let him speak up if he doesn't want to know. Maybe the guy is with him can tell him.
Devon's going really well. She's riding really sensibly, but she's actually got a pack quite close behind her. I don't want her to feel.
I agree,
she's being
Lansola.
chased. She knows she is, but
I don't even know if she'll make it the next for a whole nother
this is
day.
really making her push harder than I think she can sustain.
There's always one that wants to push to the extreme and be ahead of everybody, and they always seem to end up crashing. It's like a wrestling match, you know, when one wrestler's winning and then all of a sudden they get tired and the other wrestler throws a punch and then boom, 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 and the momentum changes. Not riding in a pack is also very dangerous, especially on a race like this.
Devon's condition.
We got a phone call from Maggie expressing concerns about Devon, and when we got to this horse station we found Devon in one of the gers. She told us that as she was coming into this horse station that she was getting delirious, that she didn't know where she was, and that she'd fallen off her horse.
Racing pulse, vomiting, sunspots.
How many times have you vomited today?
Today? Like maybe 3.
And have you eaten?
No.
We're going to give you some fluids now.
Keep nice and still for a second. Well done, that's it, all finished.
All done.
I can't really put a pinprick on, this is where I went wrong, which is frustrating, but all I know is that I need to up my game a little bit.
Okay. 6.
I think we did these pretty quick, so I think there's only one more rider ahead of us now.
You having fun?
Yeah, very fun.
Which horse is that?
Charlotte's pony.
If you stay calm and quiet, generally they become calm and quiet.
Do you want one that wild as well?
As long as he gets up on it first. I got buried this morning.
I got one this morning.
I got face planted straight into the ground.
I was straight into the head first into the water.
Hey, ready?
You're giving me a mad one.
Okay.
You said he was good. Ha ha ha.
So you saw a wolf yesterday, Devon?
Yesterday?
Me and Pet.
That is amazing.
Lucky
How far
fit.
away was it?
Not very far, maybe 20 feet. And at first I thought it was a herding dog, because it was kind of near a group of sheep, and it was large and it had the conical ears, and it was kind of dark black along, or dark gray along the back to the tail, and gray on the sides, and it had gold eyes. And I was like, I think that's a wolf.
They're pretty rare to see around here. It's one of the Mongolians was telling me it's very lucky to see one in the summer.
Here we go. Okay, thank you guys.
Well, she's back up.
We found a foal at station 10 last night that had been attacked by a wolf. The mare was trying desperately to get it to come down and feed, but it just seemed too weak.
Devon receives a 2-hour veterinary penalty as her horse's heart rate doesn't come down in time.
Some of them are not very happy about them, obviously, but you know, that's the name of the game. Horse welfare is of utmost concern to us, so that's why the penalty system's in place. During the night, we could hear the mare becoming increasingly agitated, unable to find her foal. And she finally did. It had sadly succumbed to the wolf injuries. The horses are all so connected. The mares all came to say goodbye to this little fella.
Horses really do mourn. I've witnessed that firsthand.
Everyone's looking much better than it is.
Pink cheeks.
I'm sweating.
Some like strange behavior.
I want a nice one.
That's very good.
Hey! Hey! Alright, I want to get the horse.
Can you change horses? Yeah, because I left yesterday.
Is that yours?
Yes. I think it looks great. Yes.
Yeah, he looks like a goer.
I think so. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That one is really fast.
As long as it's
Yeah,
a
he
go
looks
with me on the saddle.
What's yours, Molly?
The one that is fucking. I don't know, but since I'm going to ride him, no matter what, yeah.
So they all get their horses warmed up by the locals?
I'll ride him, but if he's lazy, I don't know. Ja, ja, nee.
Are you okay?
It's a good start. Then the herder suggested I take it, and it was actually completely crazy. But I took it, which was stupid. About 100 meters from the horse station, no, about 200 meters, it lopped me off and dragged me for about 20 meters, which is very embarrassing because everyone was watching, finding it hilarious.
Don't hide the rein.
Is that all right?
It was just a scrap the whole way, but I didn't lose it, thank heavens.
I guess I have to take this one. This is the last one. Shit.
There's always the last crazy left on the line. Nobody wants it.
Is he or is he
I
not?
don't know.
If he pulls himself towards you, to make it easier to get on. You hesitate.
You gotta get on it fast.
Don't think it was my cup of tea. Couldn't even get on the bastard.
Don't know. Is that not one? No? Is that not one? So Ivo's got him. He's filming Ronald's group, and they've called him the Black Stallion.
There's always cigarettes to be found in this country, like vodka. The point is I've already given up. That's why every cigarette I smoke now is like an enormous joy. It may kill me, but in the end everything will kill me.
Tell us about your adventure yesterday. What was going on?
And it started getting dark. George fell off his horse.
I went chasing after George to make sure he was okay. And being like, fuck this, it's dark. There's dogs barking all around. So we got in at like 10:30.
Mongolian horses, and when they buck you off, they're so fast, it's like a movie on fast forward. You hit the ground and then you think, what the hell happened?
We've got the bridge ahead.
What are those?
I'm still on the Black Stallion, hoping that it's not going to buck me off now.
Maybe they're very young people.
I mean, look at all those birds. That's insane.
There goes somebody.
Fuck. Are you okay? Ronald?
Hello? Let me just pass you over to Maggie. There it is.
So apparently the Black Stallion Ivo chose started bucking like an idiot. Everything else started bucking too, and Ronald face planted, looking quite serious. Ivo and George are looking after him.
Oh, ouch. Face planted.
They got bucked off. We were riding over there. We saw it. Here's their horses. Come on.
Yes, they are semi-wild. That's
This
their
horse has got
culture.
a saddle
They
underneath
like them
him.
wild. Oh,
Shit, it's tangled up all over his fucking leg.
Girth.
You guys okay?
Saddle went underneath the horse.
Ronald's pretty messed up. We've called in the medics. We're gonna stay here.
All right, well, we're all gonna stay here.
Thanks.
One started bucking and they all started bucking.
Slight.
It's very hesitant.
We got a call from HQ to say that an SOS button had been pressed. We knew that it was Ronald's. We had the GPS location, and that's all we knew. So we started making a run to the location.
Like, this is painful, right? The lower neck.
Yeah.
Just kind of at the bottom. Yeah. We definitely need to keep in that position.
I
for
have
now,
watery eyes and
even if it's a pain.
It's getting in the shade somehow.
64. Let me check that again. Breathe
What is the
normally.
time?
It is 10:34.
Kate, I need you to come hold my horse. This horse is like all strangled up by his feet. I got your horse, Ivo. I had to cut the saddle off. The saddle, everything was cut all around his legs.
Awesome, Eric. Thanks.
32 kilometres on a floodplain. It took us an hour to get to him. As we got out of the vehicle, Ronald was lying on the floor. His horse had had a bit of a bucking fit. He face planted, and he said he knew straight away that he'd broken his neck. For us as a medical team, it's fractured neck until proven otherwise.
Do you want to have a feel of his C-spine, Dave?
It's pretty high.
We're going to have to put you onto what we call a scoop stretcher to keep your whole body in alignment.
I've
Let's
broken
take
my neck,
some baseline
so
obs
I understand.
before we move him. Blood pressure, etc.
and then we'll get a collar on. We'll keep you as you are at the moment, just keep nice and still. We don't want you to move your neck at all.
It took a long, long time to get in touch with HQ to say whether he could be transported to the International SOS Clinic. 2 hours to get the go-ahead. 30 minutes later, we got another phone call to say the helicopter was out of action. So we got him onto a scoop stretcher. We padded him out because we knew the journey was going to be long. He just about wedged into the back of the 4x4.
Can I have another small IV, please, Deb?
We were on the road about 4 or 5 hours before we actually met the ambulance, and we transferred him across. And we later found out that he had fractured 4 vertebrae in his neck with a lot of soft tissue damage. So we were glad that we had taken all the precautions we had taken with him.
Okay, I just decided I will not be participating in the Mongolian longest horse race. No. I don't need any more fusion in my neck.
Saddle. Wouldn't want it any other way, really.
I've had my horse chosen for me.
We're at horse station 14 now.
It's what is called a penalty station.
Devon's just finished her penalty and she's off out, determined to get back in the lead.
Straight up.
Okay.
See those stones, eh? Pretty.
Oh my god, Money, look.
Camel.
That's incredible.
I think we made a mistake going over the mountains, and it was rough on the horses, and it was long. So we were worried about dehydration and heart rates, but they're serious mountains.
So about 20 minutes after Devon left 15, we realised that her tracker wasn't working properly.
I was feeling pretty strong. I mean, I was hot, but nothing crazy. And then everything broke down at once. I couldn't navigate. I couldn't cool myself off. I couldn't see. My heart was fluttering in my chest. It felt like my body was just melting off my bones.
About 12 k's out of horse station 15, HQ noticed that her tracker hadn't moved, so they alerted the vet and us.
I tied my horse's rein to my hand, and I got in the lake to cool my body off. And my horse came with me, and we just sat there, and I pressed my help button. Eventually, it came to me that no one was coming. I could see a gare from the lake, and I said, all right, if I can just make it there for the night, they can make sure my horse is safe. And so I got back on the horse, and I made it to the gare, but I couldn't read the numbers out of my rider handbook. So I called my dad, whose number was on speed dial, and he called race management.
You have a call back for 8-10 seconds. Negative K, nothing further, just Kitty Candy on the front.
Must have a satellite phone.
Hello?
Race management without knowing exactly what had happened. knew that I didn't show up in time.
Yes, they do need those
and
air
actually,
tags.
the vet was out looking for me, and then with my dad's call, they managed to narrow down my location.
You get a new message.
Yeah, apparently she's already moving up. She's about 300 meters away.
300 meters. Front of it. Hello?
Somebody here?
We'll switch the engine off maybe. Switch the engine off maybe so you can hear.
I think they put me in the Vanagon. I know they got me back somehow. And then the medics went to work.
By the time she got to us, she wasn't in a good way. She looked really bad, and that worried us. So we started treating her straight away. We gave her fluids. She picked up a little bit, but she still wasn't right. Then after giving Devon the fluids and monitoring her closely for a while, we decided to reassess her in the morning for a final decision.
I think you're going to be right, Land Solo. If you haven't already, please give us a like and a follow. We are still growing our platform on Rumble, and we are going to be doing more of these. We are live on YouTube as well. So if you would just hit that like and subscribe or follow button, help us out. Appreciate it.
People go through physical changes on this, you know, at different rates. Yesterday was painful. We should be looking a little better today. We'll just see what the horses think.
Is this day 6, I believe?
To get out of here, but you know, a big part of this is you don't want to go through so quickly that you fail to enjoy the culture and the landscape, you know, and it's worth stopping and having a look every now and then. It's probably unchanged in a lot of ways since it was when Genghis Khan's riders came through here.
Pull down the blanket on this side, you think, or you're not allowed?
Charlie, Donnie and Richie have all got half hour. That was for riding late. Julie's also got a half hour, but she's got a veterinary penalty as well.
Well, we thought we only had a 30-minute time penalty, which would mean we'd be leaving. Then I found out that I actually have a veterinary penalty as well, because one of my horses a little while back came in a little sore. So I now have a 2.5 hour penalty. I'm gonna go talk to them now because I feel bad holding the boys back.
Since Devon lost her lead, these guys have been chasing the front runners. The Irish boys have really now got a great chance to catch up. Be interesting to see what they do, whether they split up or wait.
Which number do you want?
Whatever one of these 4 is left over after you. You guys get your first pick. I'll take whatever is left.
I just asked for no lazy ones. I said we've had enough lazy
We'll
ones.
just take this little pocket. Thanks, guys, for sticking it out. I'm really touched by my teammates. I knew Charlotte would stay with me. Because they're such gentlemen.
I don't know about idiots.
Everyone's gonna wait for me because they're the best, and I guess the bonds of the grr at night are stronger than the pull for winning.
Well, we're staying because the other morning my horse wouldn't go after 7k, and his wouldn't go after about 12k.
Yeah.
And the girls literally dragged our horses, towed them
The next station.
The next station.
And we've been together the whole way, and it wouldn't be right now to leave him.
Are you letting Money win it?
No. They'll only be an hour and a half ahead of us. Like, an hour and a half is nothing in this race.
I could cry, actually. I just think that's real sportsman behaviour. You know, they've stuck together all through the ride, and they're going to stick together. I think that's just brilliant. Touches me there.
I think everyone's got massive respect for you for doing that. It's supposed to be a tough race and so on, but when we get to the point where we're worried that you're going to be sick to the point that you could damage yourself, then I think that's bad, isn't it? And I think it would be irresponsible for us to allow you to go on, really. So I hope you don't feel like, it's not a failure. You've just been unfortunate that, you've become sick, and it's a challenging race. Other people get sick, get injured, get lost, have bad luck.
Yeah. All right, I'll just call my parents back.
Sure, I'll give you a bit.
Lance Solo was right on point.
Dad, they went ahead and pulled me. I know it's just hard.
She pushed herself way too hard, like the first 2 days, first 2.5 days, 3 days actually. Pushed her horse and everything. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, well, she's young.
It's really hard to explain to somebody who doesn't have that drive. I don't know.
Hopefully she'll get an opportunity to come back and redeem herself.
No place I'd rather be than just with a horse and a horizon in Mongolia. They think I'm freaking insane, but everybody has something they really love to do, and this is what I love to do. So I didn't finish this year, but I'll finish another year.
That's the attitude. Never give up.
He's the man, only one.
Okay.
Who can cross you? Otherwise, you must not cross the river by yourself. It's so dangerous.
But do we not have to cross this river before we get to him?
You have to keep remember the 17 kilometers from here.
To the first gear.
Then there you will see 3 gear, 3 gear, and 1 gear. Okay. At the outside of the 1 gear, that man
will be there to help us.
Will waiting you.
Okay.
To cross.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Crossing rivers can be a little tricky, especially if the current's pretty quick.
I agree, New Rumble.
The ones we crossed earlier, so hold tight and stay
Great
with
opportunity just to even be able to go and partake in it, even if you only lasted a day or two.
Because we had the herder to show us where to cross, it actually wasn't a problem crossing the river. Well, for us it wasn't anyway.
We had gone 40k on some difficult horses. Cosy had fallen off his horse twice already. When you've been going since 7 and you get to, it was 10 to 7 in the evening, and you can just see the distance decreasing on the GPS. You're going to get warm and dry and have something to eat. And we found ourselves on the wrong side of this huge river, within a kilometre of the camp, looking across it. And we spent 2 hours going up and down the river, trying to find a point at which we could cross, and we couldn't find anywhere. After 2 hours of this, we realised either we ford the river on the horses, or we're looking down another 50k. So we just pushed across.
Yeah, heat stroke is
alongside
still
the
fun.
horses, kicking our legs and trying to paddle along.
I got put in the hospital for heat stroke once. I was working and they didn't take proper precautions. Left me out in the hazy sun for 6 hours. Me, Irish skin, no protection. Asked for help many times and they ignored me, and boom, ended up in the hospital.
I was on a strange horse in Mongolia going across a river I didn't know anything about. These were completely unknown variables for us.
was a bit hair-raising, but better than a 50k round trip.
Well, there was that. I mean, I think the main reason we went and also was our leggings were quite dirty at that stage. But it's funny because the navigation error leads to one of our best Derby memories.
Yeah. So anyone can win the Derby, but we won the crossing.
Day 7, 7:08 a.m.
Mondo's reputation as a horseman is
Oh,
travelling ahead of him, and the herders just keep
I was
getting
in law
him more
enforcement.
and more difficult horses.
Lovely, had a great night's sleep. Getting used to this sleeping on the floor crack. If we get to do 4 tonight, we should be level with them again tonight.
Oh, I'd wait.
Get on the wrong side, he doesn't know. You gotta keep on the same side of.
Huh?
You gotta keep on the left, on the.
I know you do, but the thing was all crooked. Horses not used to going on the right side here.
Have you any holes left aside in this, sir?
I don't know. We got off to a good start in the morning to chase after the front runners.
It's a big ride there.
Then I got into trouble and I had to come back to 19.
Please, I need a good horse.
Morning. What's
The
wrong?
problem is we don't have horse to change.
You know, no more horses?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The herdsmen are went to looking for the horse and they haven't come back yet.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
You want to go up the hill even?
No, I was beating it. I mean, it's meant to be a race, not a donkey trek along the beach.
Hello, Will.
Howdy.
It is 8:40.
Well, I wasn't worried about losing this horse last night because he's not worth a 400-pound deposit. He's make a great kid's horse, you know, but and he's a cute little Appaloosa and he watches his feet, but man, it's a big chore to ask him to go this far. And he doesn't like his ears touched.
All right, well,
yeah, let's check him.
Just check him in and we'll...
You're such a nice little appy. How's he sound?
Yeah, he's 56 heart rate. His gut sounds are great. He's not dehydrated at all. He looks just fine. You've looked after him really nicely. Well done.
Appreciate it. Hey! I was watering my horse last night. Whoosh! And they drove their horses up. You know, it's pitch black out there. And about 80 horses have surrounded me in the night. You can't even hear them. You can see their hooves. See, let me, yeah, I do it. Booger. It was a nice family. It was super traditional. Whew. I mean, there was curd. The place smelled like mare's milk, you know.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of deal. Yeah, and they did speak a little English, so we could communicate, you know. They knew that, yeah. They're like, where are you going? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, you don't know? They're like, how far did you come? I was like, 100 kilometers. They're like, 100 kilometers? They're like, I was like, you know the river? I was like, I swam across the river. They're like, you swam across the river?
How deep was the river where you crossed?
It was up to our bottom of my rib cage about. That river is the color of chocolate milk, and it's turning over. There's stumps sticking out of it. There's logs in there. I mean, the saddlebag was damn near underwater. You know, where I'm swimming like this on the horse. He was just struggling for his life. He gets the award. We pulled him into camp. I was like, give him an extra bucket of oats tonight. There's probably not a bucket of oats within 500 miles of here, you know. It was scary, you know. And then so we get out and he's just like shaking off. And there's another little creek about a foot wide. It's like this deep. And he said, nope, I'm not going in. You know. I was like, this is the wild freaking West out here, you know.
I like that guy too. He's cool.
Can't say much good about rain, can you?
Was he one of the race jockeys?
I don't know if it's setting.
No, he's too
I
tall
think
to
it
be a
has.
jockey.
If you look over there, it looks like it's setting, and so maybe the rain jacket's a good idea. We'll see. It's only 33 k's.
Maybe. Okay, I'll be right back, y'all.
I'm hungry now, haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
Had a few buns of the last one, so I'll get stuck into the mutton now.
After the rain, we all got going again. We're still chasing after the front runners at this point.
We were all galloping along and laughing again because I think Richie's horse had stumbled and farted at the same time, something ridiculous. We decided to trot up a rather large hill, and Charlotte noticed that her horse was walking a little off, so we decided to just walk it the rest of the way up the hill, and up at the top he kind of walked it off. As we started to walk back down, it just got worse, so we got off and Charlotte hand walked, and after another 2K he just kept getting slower and slower, and we were still about 13K out. We at that point told the boys that they couldn't wait for us anymore, and then they went on, told the people we would be coming, but we're dealing with lame horse, and it ended up just getting worse and worse until finally we realized that the horse's leg was broken, completely broken, and we waited there for the vets after he wouldn't walk anymore, and we didn't want to walk him anymore. We took off all his tack and tried to make him comfortable, and when the vets got there, it was their call, and we left it up to them. It was a pretty tough one, and we had to wait for the herder to come, and Udin Budu, who's the head horse guy for the Derby. It was a really long discussion, and they did end up deciding to put the horse down, which I think was the right thing, because he was just in a brutal amount of pain, and Charlotte and I didn't want to see that happen.
Yeah, we were a bit disappointed we had to leave the other two girls behind, because that's why we stayed at them last night, because they were so good to us when we were in trouble. So just hope the girls don't have much of a penalty now, because they've ridden very well with us the whole way along the way.
It's the last night.
Yeah, it's the last night. Tomorrow we're gonna be finished.
18 in the central.
So during today's whole drama, the South African rider Barry and another team of Chris and Michaela managed to catch up with the front pack. Tomorrow's race is really going to be tight for the finish.
Shit.
Okay, we need to hurry. Can we get my bridle off that one? We need to hurry because these guys
Oh, you missed out a great opportunity, Rooster. Should have done it.
It's not lads, it's ladettes and the different lads. Oh, the lads are behind us too. Are they?
We just overtook the two jockeys because we took a more straight way, and they're coming in now.
How have you managed to catch up so much ground?
So if we have two really fast horses, we go really fast. And if we have one that doesn't feel very strong, we take it easy in the beginning so we have power the whole way.
How's your journey been?
Slow.
I know there's 5 of us now going to the line, but there's no more we can do. We can just keep trucking along, and hopefully We'll be there or thereabouts. We've done 920 kilometres, so we've only 80 left. And then we complete the longest, and by God is it the toughest race in the world.
Okay, that's still up a wee bit, Ricky, I'm afraid. 72. 72.
Is the sound okay? Because I have my
20
fan
times.
going, and I don't know if you
So
guys
now
can
there's
hear
4
that.
riders ahead of us. For fuck's sake.
But this last station, Mondi has given his most difficult horse yet. Turns out it's actually never been ridden.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
they must
nice.
get me whatever.
Oh
bridle.
no, come on. You guys
Huh?
gave him the smallest horse, underweight, never
Something
been
like a
rode.
halter. Maybe if they can bring me a rope, I can make something to ride it.
Good,
He
I'm
sure
glad.
as hell wants to prove to
Need
the
my
herders that he
fan.
could get
Gotta
on
have
it if
my
he
fan.
wanted to. And right now, that really does seem more important to him than winning.
He has to give it a quick braking lesson
We
before
got
he
fair
gets on
lucky
it.
there.
Wow.
Probably the 2 best horses in the whole 1,000 kilometres. And we managed to overtake Chris and Michaela.
He is a horse whisperer in South Africa.
So now time really is ticking away for Mondi.
That's not fair. I'm gonna ride him bareback. That's like the size of a wingling thoroughbred. Look at him. Yeah, that's a full grown. And the tallest guy in the group gets the smallest horse. Green,
Looking forward to
never
finishing
been
it, to be
rode.
honest. It's been a long week. It's been very long. I'm just trying to keep upbeat. You got your card? You signed out?
Doing another leg with it.
And we'll see you at the finish. Right? Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, Pop.
Come on, Donnie.
Good luck.
While Mondi's dealing with the filly, Chris and Michaela have just snuck past.
He's gonna park.
So you want to ride first? Ga maar gedaan het.
We finally caught Barry like 20 minutes from the finish.
This race is just so tight now. Chris and Michaela are still chasing down the Irish boys.
Mondi, what are we doing?
Racing for the last guy. You wanna catch up with the front people. Yes, you wanna catch up. Don't let them pass before.
I just had word from Maggie that the front runners will be here at the finish any minute now. But don't forget that the first across the line might not be the winner.
So the Derby isn't over until the horse is recovered from its final leg. It's just like all of the other stages of the Derby. So they have 1 hour rather than the usual 30 minutes for the horse to recover and be deemed, fit by our vet here. So they've got twice as much time, and we've done that so that they can have a bloody good gallop over the finish line. Everyone enjoys that. But still, the horses need to trot up sound, have an acceptable heart rate, and generally be deemed to be in a fit condition.
Two jockeys, I believe. From Ireland.
Fantastic.
We're calling that a dead heat, eh?
Yeah. Well done, Ricky.
Bloody hell, that was exciting.
So it's not who crosses the finish line first, it's who,
they have 1
whose
hour.
horse
You know, it's
cools
still
down
anybody's race really
first.
between the three of them.
So at the moment, if both horses pass, who has won?
It's dead heat. Yeah, well, I wouldn't split those. We don't have a photo for a photo finish, so that's a dead heat.
Oh, sure, I'm glad it's over. That's all I will say. Delighted it's over. All right, lads. 1,000k down.
I picked the wrong one. I wanted to pick his, but he ended up picking him before me. So I picked this lad in a panic because he was just gone. We had to get after him.
That was a pretty spectacular finish.
Well, it was very tight. It was tight the whole way along, in fairness. When I keep going back to the two girls, it's unfortunate that they had that mishap, but I definitely think a lot of us were pushing and pushing the whole time, and I think it was a good way to end it. That two of us crossed the line together. Fair enough. Although I think my nose is in front.
So we have a vet check at the end of every leg, and
That
normally
horse
they have
looks
half
like
an hour
he's
to recover.
limping.
At the finish they have an hour, but the protocols are the same. And unfortunately for Barry, his horse has come in quite acutely lame. On any other leg, that would not pass the vet, and he would have to take a 2-hour penalty. And I'm afraid that's what we've had to do for consistency's sake. The horse is going to be treated by Harry, the vet here. I don't think it's severe. I think the horse will be fine, but it has cost Barry the win. Right, I'm going to go and have a word with Donald.
Okay.
That's a shame.
Barry's looking better out, but it's not.
He's lame as fuck.
It's absolutely good.
Yeah.
We can't let it go. So it's not a dead heat. You won.
Okay. Well, I've said that to him, and he knows the same. But
I'm gutted for
although
him. I'm gutted.
although I'm going to go down as the winner, he knows, and I know that it's a dead heat. So, but we said that already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, you know how you feel, but that's what the annals will show.
Yeah.
You get the cashmere Dell. Well done. Congratulations.
Cheers.
I'm really happy for you.
Cheers.
That obviously couldn't happen to a nicer bloke.
I didn't think we first winner back after breaking me back and be the Mongol Derby.
Did you do it again?
No. I think I'll be booking a tea time at Villamora.
Thank you.
Is that the sheep water? I want clean water. Thank you.
Hey, congrats. Well done.
Brilliant. We're finished. Thank God for that.
When can we start again?
Go ahead. Shoot the pistol.
I enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that. I hadn't watched it prior to watching it with all of you. I did, watch the first few minutes and scan it, make sure it was good quality and the sound was good. But I didn't watch that whole thing all the way through. And I mean, that is amazing. That if I was a lot younger and in better shape, I might consider doing that. But with my age and my injuries, I don't think that's something that I should partake in. Would you? Are you a horse person? Would you travel to Mongolia and ride in the world's toughest and longest horse race? We have something similar. It's obviously not as long. It's 100 miles. It's the Tevis Cup, and that happens every summer here in America. It's a very renowned race. We'll do a documentary on that one at some point as well. So the winner was it was a dead heat. Well, they came in together. It was the two Ireland jockeys, and the one in the red shirt. He's the one that actually won because his partner that came in on the bay, the one in the red shirt was on the chestnut type horse, and the other gentleman was on the bay, and the bay ended up being lame, so he got a 2-hour penalty, and so that gave the win to the other gentleman from Ireland. Yes, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked it as well, Land Solo. So before we end our stream, I have some products to share with you that I got in the mail. So we're gonna do a little bit of an unveiling. We did take it out of the actual box that it came in, but we haven't opened it up yet. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you, and let me go ahead and I thought I opened up a window on the wrong computer because I am, oops, see, I'm about to do it again. It's on this computer. And see, let's see. I'm spelling it wrong. Let's pull this up. So I got an email, and they asked me if I'd be interested in doing a product reveal, and they sent me a couple pairs of gloves so I can share them with you. Let me turn this back on. So the gloves are achua, like achu. Achua. Is that how you say it? Achua. Achuo. Achui. No, it's achuo. Achu. Achu. Let's just go with achu. So I think that's right. I think I'm saying it right. Let me go ahead and get this off. And we're going to put up a link to their logo. And I have it on the wrong freaking thing. Well, damn. I have to put one in here. Give me just a second. CHIOU.com. Boom. Get that in there. That in there. Put that. Center it. No, that's not center. There we go. Boom. And check out their website. Lock that so I don't accidentally hit it. There we go. All right, so if you don't hit the thumbs up, all the horses will bite you. That's right, Rooster. That's right. So I'll do the best. I was going to go full screen on this, but when I went full screen earlier, I had a whole bunch of greens flying behind me, and I think that's because of my fan. So I'm going to have to work on that. Let me look and see if it's cleared up, because if it has, it will be a lot easier to do it on that one. Well, nope. So we'll work on that. So this is the package that it came in. And this is, oh, let's save this one for last, because they're pretty blue. So the first pair that came in are gray. It comes in this little package. And they are made in China. I ain't gonna lie, they are made in China. But they're very reasonably priced if you want a pair of gloves for the winter months. And, me being in Florida, we won't be wearing them very often, but it actually has been quite cold recently. So I probably will be wearing these a lot more than I have in past years. Oh, I like how they really come up on your arm. Most gloves usually stop like right here. So I do have small hands. I'm a small person. But I like it because, especially if you're up in Ohio, where I'm originally from, and you're in the blistering cold, that wind can get in from where your glove stops and then your coat stops. So I like that. And these are like a gray. Let's see if I can put them up to the camera. I like these. Okay. And then they also sent me a pair of half gloves, which are awesome for us horse people because, if we're trying to do stuff with tack and bustling around with the bridle or doing anything else in the barn, sometimes having our fingers free is a must. And it comes with this inside, a little insert. And these are the half gloves. Oh, and I have a little button here. Oh, let's see. Oh. Let's check this out. Okay. So, put this on. All right. So, that's the finger gloves. But you see this right here? This is a little button. And you undo the button. And now you have a mitten. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Are you serious? So, and these are like a charcoal gray. So they are half gloves. Boom, boom. And it has a little mitten on it. Boom, boom, boom. So, oh, that's so cute. I like that. And then if you could just put this, there's a little button there, and you put the strap back on it, and then the mitten won't be in your way. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. See? What? All right. So that's the little half mitten, half glove. I like that. I'm definitely going to be wearing these. Definitely going to be wearing these. And then the last pair that they sent me were a pair of blue ones. And I think, I have to check. I don't want to say anything before I know for sure. Let me look at this. Oh, yes, they are touchscreen. That's what I thought. So we will test it. Here's this one. This is the pretty, like, blue. You can see it has this stuff on there, little, like, grip stuff. And put these on. Oh, I'm putting them on upside down. Oh, here we go. So, this is the blue. And they're supposed to be touchscreen, so let's see if they really are touchscreen. And get on our phone and see if it takes, oh, it took my code. Let's see if I'm actually saying it right. Let's see if I'm saying it right. Achiu. 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 I was saying it wrong because I was thinking about achu. Achiu. Okay. So these are nice. I like these. I really like these. And it does work. So if you have a phone or a tablet and you're trying to use your finger, see if you can see. Let me see. Let's see if you can see. See? So it does work. Boop, 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 boop. So that's nice. So that's really nice. I really appreciate them sending these out to me. I will be wearing them in the field and when I'm driving, and we'll come back and give you a little bit of update on how they hold up. But when I looked at the pricing, they start at like $10. I mean, how can you can't beat that? And they come in so many different colors, and they got the really big, thick mitten ones, the ski ones, and everything. But obviously, I live in Florida, so I didn't need anything really heavy because we don't really have a whole big need for gloves here in Florida. But there are days, and actually has been days already where gloves are needed. So because if it's below 65 in Florida, you freeze, and if you're a Floridian. And even though I'm not originally from Florida, I've gotten my Florida card because I've been here long enough. So, anyways, my name is Colleen, and I really appreciate all of you joining me tonight for this watch along special of the Mongolia horse and the longest race in Mongolia. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. If you have a documentary that you want us to feature or share with our network, please send us an email at totalhorsechannel@gmail.com or info@totalhorsechannel.com, and you can reach me that way. Let me go ahead and close this off. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let's close that. And let's get rid of this. We'll definitely have to get a little bit more in tune with all the whole big setup change that I have going on here. And I just hit that again. And where is that one? There we go. All right. Let's switch over. Nope. All right. So again, my name is Colleen, and I really appreciate all of you watching with me tonight. Please visit our website at totalhorsechannel.com. We have horse videos and live events that are uploaded daily on our website. We get live content from all around the world, especially on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. That's when you have the most content on our live page at totalhorsechannel.com, from horse racing, harness racing, polo, reining, cutting, jumping, vaulting, you name it, breed shows, barrel racing. We're going to have a barrel race that starts, I think what's today, the 17th? Oh yeah, it's the 18th now. But no, tomorrow, the 19th, I think, we have a great barrel race coming from 321 Action Video from our Rumblers. I think we might be bringing one of the sessions on Rumble itself. I have to reach out to Michael and see what he wants to do. But it is available, the whole show, every day on totalhorsechannel.com under our live section. And we have a lot more stuff coming up in the near future. I will be going live again, probably in the next couple days. I'm waiting for last weekend's Spain show jumping event to be sent to me from Oxer Sports. We did air that this past Thursday on YouTube and on Rumble, and that went over really well. We didn't do it as a watch along; we just re-aired it. But I am live on the chats when we do those type of features. So feel free to communicate with me that way. And I do have another documentary movie coming up that we're going to do in the next couple days. As soon as I get everything worked out and know exactly when, I'll post that. So if anyone has any questions, you like the trail runs? I appreciate it. I appreciate Rooster. I appreciate you coming and seeing and hanging out with us as much as you do. Lance Sola, New Rumbler, all of my repeat fans that have come and joined us more than once. Thank you for sticking sticking in with me, and I'll get better at this as I go. Obviously, you would think after 20 years I wouldn't be shy on a live stream, but it's different when you're sitting in front of the camera, right? So, but yeah, actually, next year, 2025 will mark the 20 years since I got my first business license. I got my first business license in August of 2025, and that's what started it all. It wasn't under Total Horse Channel's name. It was under my first company name, but that's how it all started. And then in 2026 is when the Arabian launched, and or no, 2006 is when the Arabian officially launched. So we got our business license in August of 2020 in 2005, and I was still working in government at the time. And then I left government because, like I said, I had an injury to my neck prior, and they had told me I had a hairline fracture in my neck, and then another doctor reviewed the X-ray and disputed that, and so I just went with the doctor who disputed its diagnosis, which was wrong. And then I got in a car accident in 2004, and it broke my neck even more. And the hairline fracture turned into a break, basically. And so I was on a long road of recovery, and I wasn't working my full position. I was on like light duty after FMLA ran out, and so I started just writing down my business model. And then in 2006, I ended up leaving government, and pretty much since then, I've done full-time jobs here and there, little side jobs, pretty much why I continued to build my business. And that's pretty much what I've done for the last 20 years. And so here we are. And that's it. We'll tell you more about my history at a later stream. And if you're wondering who that little cartoon character is beneath me, her name is Ivana Pucker. Ivana Pucker is a retired racehorse, and we designed her in 2012 when we were promoting her when she was here in Florida, being broke to be a racehorse. And we followed her throughout her entire career. She did unfortunately get injured, no fault of her own or her trainers. She was actually knocked down by a loose horse on the racetrack. And but the owner, being a great guy that he is, gave her the best medical treatment at Bolton in New York. And after she made a full recovery, he gave her to a wonderful lady and family in Vermont, and she's living her best life. She does have an active Facebook page as Ivana Pucker, so if you want to go check that out, they still do come on there and post videos and pictures of her occasionally and give updates. So we'll tell Ivana's story and show all her videos, and that was one of the most exciting experiences of my life, following that little horse and the family and that whole experience. They even flew me out to Saratoga when she made her debut race, and I have all that footage, and it's just spectacular. So there's just so much to show you, and that's what Discover the Industry is all about at Total Horse Channel, and we'll be continuing to do more and more and more. So watch, make sure to hit that follow button on Rumble, or subscribe on YouTube so you get notified when we are going to do our next live stream. It will be in the next couple days. I do know that we'll have one of the show jumpings from Spain coming in the next couple days, and then also another watch along video feature. So until next time, everybody, don't give up on your dreams. They will come true. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.